Yo, what's up YouTube? Edwin the Comic Jabroni coming at you with my Independence new comic book day pickups and review. If you saw yesterday's video, I did the DC and the Marvel. Today, we're going to get into Independence. So, stick around, 10 seconds, I'll be right back. Alright guys, before we get into all of that, if this is your first time watching one of my videos, think about hitting that subscribe button. If you're into comic books, if you're into retro video games, if you're into toys, I got videos for all the collectors out there. And today, I'm picking the winner for my 700 subscriber giveaway contest from 2 weeks ago. So let's get into that video real quick. It's about a minute and a half, and we'll find out who the winner is. Alright, so let's pick the winner of the 700 subscriber contest giveaway, which included the Walking Dead McFarlane figure, the Walking Dead Tack Decks playing card game, and that Black Cat #1 Walmart exclusive. So I am on YouTube random comment picker. So I'm gonna go up to a number generator and we're gonna see how many times we're going to roll the dice. And we are doing 5 times, guys. So I've already went ahead, put the URL in. YouTube comments, there were 44. I'm gonna go down here, start raffle. So we're gonna do 5 times. That's 1. That's 2. It's 3. That's 4. And here we go. The winner is Joe 47771. I found a long list of music. How about Super Castlevania 4 8-bit Simon's theme, which I have used in a previous video. Joe, you're the winner, buddy. Thanks for entering and thank you, everybody. All right, Joe 47771, man, you are the winner of the Walking Dead lot with the Black Cat #1 Walmart exclusive. So I'm gonna hit you up in that comment, write my email address down, email me your address. I'm gonna get this shipped out to you. All right, guys, with the independent reviews this week, I'm gonna add a little bit extra to them. I went to comicbookroundup.com, which shows scores for different books that came out this week. And when I'm talking about the book, I'm gonna add the score right here to the right of me. And you'll be able to see what the critics scored the book and what users like myself and yourself, what we scored the book. If you see an NA score for the book under the user, that means that nobody has gone to the website yet to review the book. So remember, Comic Book Roundup, guys, it's a great website and a great place to go check out reviews for books that you might be thinking about picking up. And you can go in there, log in, and do your own user review on the book. So let's get into them. All right, so first up from Action Lab, Danger Zone Studios publisher, we got Banjax #3, guys. This is written by Rylan Grant, and the artwork is done by Fabio Alves. I hope I'm saying his name out, Alves or Alves. Guys, I've been talking about this book since it came out 2 or 3 months ago. Banjax is an incredible story about a superhero that's kind of over the hill, but he finds out by going to the doctor that the use of his powers has given him like inoperable cancer. He is going to die. The doctors are giving him, like 6 months to live. So he has decided to put the suit back on and go out to this city that he has taken control of or decided, that's his Gotham. And he is going to rid the city of all the evil there is, all the crime. But during this process, right, when he's given up his suit, when he's given up that superhero persona, his second in command, I guess you could say, like his Robin to his Batman, he has now become the superhero of this city. So this guy, Banjax, has now having to fight the crime in the city, plus he's having to go up against this company and his old protege. This is a really cool issue. So in the first issue, you got the backstory to Banjax, and then in the second issue, you got the backstory to his protege and how his protege came up after he had taken the mantle of the superhero of the city. Well, in this third issue, now you're getting more into the meat and potatoes of Banjax and what he's really trying to accomplish in the city. He has a list of evildoers that he's gonna go out and get, but it's been so long since he has really fought crime in the city that his ways are really old. And one of the guys on this list is telling him, I am reformed. I'm no longer this criminal that you think I am. So them two together have now come up with a new plot of trying to rid the city of crime. Guys, Banjax from Action Lab is an incredible story. If you have been enjoying The Boys on Amazon Prime, if that's your kind of superhero story and you like that dark, gritty, raw feel to a comic book, guys, you're gonna love Banjax. The artwork's incredible. The color is just amazing. When they do like retrospectives and they kind of go into the past, it goes into a black and white type of feel. Guys, Banjax is great. You guys got to pick it up. I've been talking about it for months now. All right, next up from Boom Studios, I got Faithless #5. You see, I can't show you this cover because out of all 5 of the erotic C covers that have come out for Faithless, this one is definitely at the very top. I think the second printing to #1 was, holy smokes, I can't believe they even put that on a cover. But this one being the first print, it is wow. Written by Brian Azzarello, what I do have to say about Faithless is I'm done picking up Faithless. I was picking it up because the covers were incredible, drawn by different women artists and their take on the beautiful bodies that women have. But the story is just not there for me. It's like every issue, you kind of just get this Faith girl crying about her friends dying, and then there's this guy that she's kind of befriended who is, you know, a big time artist. He's like the magic demon. Guys, Faithless, it is not a good read. To me, I just do not feel like this is a book that people should be picking up. The covers were great. You know, these erotic covers were very beautiful covers, but it's not enough for me to want to go and pick up the next issue. Let me know what you guys think about Faithless. Next on the list, Albatross. All right, guys, so Goon #4? Wait, #5 came out last month. How the heck are we on #4? I don't know what happened last month. There was a mix-up or something in the shipment, but issue #5 came out last month, and issue #4 came out this month. And what I gotta say is, Goon is a funny read, right? Doesn't take itself too seriously. Goon is kind of like this crime fighter in this olden town, it feels like. But whenever there's something just insanely weird going on in town, he's always around to help put things in place. What I gotta say about issue #4 though is it wasn't one of my favorites out of the Goon series that I've read, right? 1 through 5, I believe #2 was hilarious with the vampires. Issue #5, which came out last month, was a really funny read as well. But issue #4 was all right. He's fighting hobos that are going around and eating these rich people who are telling these hobos that we're not going to be handing out things anymore. You need to go out there and get yourself a job. So when these hobos try to get a job, they're like, no, you can't get a job here because you don't have an education. So when they try to go and get an education, they ain't got no money for the education. So what do they say? Well, to hell with it. I'm just going to purchase what I need to teach myself, but then they got no money. So it's a whole take on society as a whole right now, but it adds a funny element to it. I just gotta say that Goon issue #4 wasn't my favorite out of the series right now. But if you guys have been picking up Goon, you know, whatever I say about it, it's not gonna stop you from picking up more. I am gonna get it issue #6 when it comes out next month, hopefully, and they don't do like issue 7. But it's a funny book, doesn't take itself too seriously. This one just wasn't as good as the last issues that have come out. All right, guys, next up, we got Aftershock Comics. This is one of my favorite publishing, independent publishing companies right now. And the book we're going to talk about, Killer Groove, number 4. So, story, right? You got this musician who is kind of down on his luck. He hasn't really come out with anything good in a while, but he's becoming a hitman for the mob. There's a whole crime story going on. You have a detective who's trying to figure out, who's killing these people, but she's also befriended this mob hitman, but she doesn't know that he's the hitman. The mob has put a hit on the uncle of this detective who has befriended the musician. It's kind of a weird take. It's the artwork's okay, on a scale of 1 to 5, I gotta give it maybe a 2.5, 2.5. It's not the best. Definitely could be better. But the story's cool, man. If you're into crime novels, if you're into crime dramas and, those TV shows, you're gonna be really into Killer Groove, guys. The story is great and it makes up for the subpar artwork. Killer Groove, I'll pick up issue 5 and that might be the last issue I pick up of Killer Groove. Guys, let me know. What do you think? Have you got Killer Groove? All right, we're going to continue on with Aftershock. I picked up 2 from Aftershock. This is one that Perry Comics put me on Buyer Pass. Check out, Buyer Pass from this last week. And that's going to be Bad Reception, number 1. So, the writer is Juan Doe, who I have talked about in the past. If you watch my Arcs and Minis episode on American Monster, which I'm going to link, ding ding, right there, you know that I enjoy Juan Doe's, his artwork, because I think this is probably the first book that he's actually written. Now, here's the thing about Bad Reception. The first 4 pages are nothing but dialogue. You get nothing but word bubbles, word bubbles, word bubbles, word bubbles, and it is the main protagonist talking to like a radio host or a television host about his new book, which is trying to teach people how to get off of the grid and give up social media and the bad things about social media, right? Total take on society as a whole right now. And as far as like us just living on our phones, we cannot be without our phones. But once you get past those first 4 pages, the rest of the comic, the rest of the book is damn good. The storytelling is great, and it is a take on our society as far as one man trying to get people off of social media and his soon-to-be wife being the most followed and subscribed personalities in social media, and they are planning a wedding out in the middle of nowhere where there will be no telephones for 24 hours. This right here is pretty much them two picking out who they're gonna have come to the wedding and the funny conversations that they have with these people as far as not having a phone. Some of them are totally into it. Yeah, I want to give the phone away for 24 hours. I want to do away with this. But some others are big personalities on social media as well, and they're breathing in and out really hard. I don't know if I can do it. Bad Reception, it's a horror comic book, but you don't get any horror elements in this. I think it's going to be issue 2 where we start to see the deaths pile up and the horror elements come into play. You got to get past those first 4 pages. There's a lot of dialogue, but like I said, get into the meat and potatoes of the book, the middle of the book, and you'll really enjoy it. I like this cover too, right? With the wedding cake. You got the phones around here with the no signal. It's a pretty good book. I think I am gonna pick up issue number 2. All right, guys. Scout Comics, another really great independent publisher. Category 0, number 4. This is a total mutant type of book, right? If you were a fan of X-Men, if you're a fan of the X-Men and mutants in Marvel Comics, you're gonna dig this because the world is like ours now, right? So you have the regular population of people. 99% of the people in this world have just regular everyday lives, but there's 1% that have this not an X gene. I don't want to call it an X gene, but they have like there was a disease or a virus or something that encompassed the world. And if you had this certain gene in your body, this virus pretty much mutated you. It gave you these powers. So this is the very, 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 very beginning of this whole mutant story in this world that Category 0 is trying to tell. There is a secret government company that has been tasked to go out and find these 1%ers. They have been given government authority to go into schools, into grocery stores, into your place of business and find these people who are 1%ers. I enjoy this story. It's getting more into what is going on and what does this company have to do with these 1%ers. They are running experiments on them. There's obviously like a rebel group that is out there trying to help people that are 1%ers. Category 0 has been great. I cannot wait to read more of this. I'm a fan of the mutants in the Marvel Universe. I love the X-Men, that whole group. So I'm really excited to read more from an independent publisher and their take on mutants. All right, guys, recently I went to a local comic shop here in town and I was able to find issues 1 and 2 of Kanto. Now I know issue 1, this is the second printing. But yesterday, issue number 3 of Kanto came out. So what can I say about Kanto, guys? I had heard the hype when it came out. I didn't pick it up. I couldn't find issue number 1. But luckily, I went out to a local comic shop here in town and I found 1 and 2 and I read them and I fell head over heels for this story. This book, Kanto, has option written all over it. Like the way if your kids or yourself, you watch that movie like Coraline, any of those stop motion type of movies, this is what Kanto gives off to me. Like this could be one of those kids movies. Children will absolutely love this book. I would say anywhere like 6 to 7 years old and up, guys, read it. The story is about this little tin man, Kanto, who his whole like race of people have been enslaved. And instead of hearts, they have these clocks. And when the clock stops, they pass on and another one comes up. Well, Kanto, he is out on an adventure, right? Exciting. He's on an adventure out to find the heart of the one that he loves. He's out there struggling because it's the first time that he's ever been away from this camp where he's been enslaved. He has I would say a big heart, but it's not a heart, it's a damn clock. But he is trying to find the heart of the woman that he loves because she was injured on the job. He's out in this issue looking for the hermit who he has been told has the whereabouts or has the heart of this woman that he loves. So guys, Kanto, this is issue number 3. If you've been picking it up, you absolutely know that it has been incredible read. This has option, like I said, written all over it. And if they ever made a movie of this, I would love to watch that. And I would love to sit down with my kids and watch this movie. They would enjoy it as well, guys. Kanto, the hype is real on this one, guys. It's awesome. IDW Publishing, they know what they're doing. All right, another one. Here we go. Image Comics. I got Excellence issue number 4. I was able to find issue number 1 about a month and a half ago. Picked up issue 2, picked up issue 3. And what do I gotta say? Guys, if you are like myself and are a fan of Harry Potter, you've watched the movies, you've read the books, you're into this whole magical world, you're going to love Excellence. Now, it's a little bit more gritty, it's a little bit more raw, it's a little bit more dirty than the Harry Potter world. But it's set in America, I think New York City, and it's about this magical realm where these magicians are actually like protectors of people that have been are deserving, right? So one magician kind of protects this person, but the person doesn't know that they're there. The magician is really there just to make sure that things go right for them in the world. So in this story, you got the main character, Spencer Dale. He is part of one of the 10 most magical and like royal blood families in all of magic, right? And in the first issue, you kind of see him growing up from being born all the way up to the age of 15 and how he struggled to really grasp magic. His dad is one of the most powerful magicians in this world, and his grandmother gets injured, I think in issue number 1 or issue number 2. So he finds himself in trouble because there are so many rules in this magical world that he's having to tiptoe around to try to save her. that he wants to acquire or steal this magical healing scroll. And so because of this, he's found himself in a lot of deep doo-doo, guys. What I can say about Excellence is the artwork is awesome. I love the color work in here. The story is great. I love this whole magical realm. What I do not like about it is that there are so many rules that you kind of have to remember about. I mean, just on the first page alone, you see this on the first page. Every issue, it talks about the four, what do they call them? The four walls, right? So the protection and defense of the undeserving is not allowed. So like I said, these magicians, they are tasked with protecting a deserving person. Number 2, creation of a magician's wand without permission is not allowed. So that kind of feels like Harry Potter, right? And then the casting of spells without an approved wand is not allowed. So approved wands are those that the Aegis, the top of the top magicians say, yes, you know, that wand is approved and you can use it. Well, you find out through these issues that they, people that have magical abilities, but they are not approved, or they have been kind of sent to the wayside by this magical governing realm. They've been creating these wands that are called quicks, right? And they're just like wands, and you can do some quick spells with them, but it talks about in these books how if you continue to use that, it's going to drive you insane, it's going to kill you. And then the 4th one, which is one that it's kind of crazy to me, the use of magic by females is not allowed. So you find out through these issues that there are some females that behind the back of the government, they use magic, but if they're found, they're gonna get in trouble. Excellence, great book, guys. I hope you've been picking it up. I'm gonna continue on with this. All right, last book from Independence. This is from Image Comics, and it is pretty violent. Number 1, and you could tell just from that cover, it's pretty violent. Guys, I got the B cover. This is the Brian, I think it's Ryan Ottley, or it's an Ottley cover. This definitely has a I Hate Fairyland feel to it, right? You got this girl, her name, she goes by Gamma Ray, and she's out there trying to protect the world. She's brand new to this whole superheroing, but when she gets into this fight with who she thinks is a villain, she's kind of like booed by the public because she finds out that it wasn't a villain that she was, it wasn't a hero that she was helping, it was actually a villain. Blood and gut, like if you're into blood and guts and death, but in a funny, like late 80s, 90s cartoon look to it, guys, you're gonna love Pretty Violent. Like I say with a lot of these books, if it's a comedy, a funny type of book, it doesn't take itself too seriously. This is a total love letter to those late 80s, early 90s, Saturday morning cartoons, except there's a whole crap ton of blood and guts. You do find out at the end of the book, like kind of what her backstory is and who this Gamma Ray is. I do not want to, spoil that for you. But guys, Pretty Violent is funny. I'm going to be picking up at least issue 2 and 3 just to find out a little bit more. When I say there's blood and guts, guys, I really mean there's a ton of blood and guts. All right, guys, that's all I got from Independence, New Comic Book Day, pickups and review. So I hope you enjoyed that. Remember, Joe 47771. You're the winner of the 700 subscriber giveaway. Send me I'll send you my email address and you can email me your address, man. So everybody else, thanks a lot to all my subscribers, guys. I'm almost at 800. It is so surreal to me, and I appreciate everybody that watches my videos. Thank you so much, guys. I will catch you next time, next week. I'm going to be dropping some more videos. Have a great weekend. Until next time, Edwin the Comic Jabroni. Peace.